Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alyssa and I am so glad to have you here. So in today's video, we are going to talk about my labor and delivery must-haves, as you saw in the title. So it's going to be all about labor and delivery. So if you are a mama who's about ready to pop, or you are just interested in what can help you get through labor and delivery, well then keep watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up because that helps me out so much. And if you have not subscribed, be sure to do that if you're interested in motherhood and natural lifestyle educational videos. Alright guys, let's get started. So I want to give you a little bit of a backstory, kind of an abbreviated birth story if you will, of my baby. I have one baby girl that I've given birth to. She is 8.5 months old, so it was that long ago, so it's pretty fresh in my mind still. I have a whole video on my channel with my husband dedicated to my birth story, so I won't get into it here. I'm just going to give you a very Cliff Notes version. So basically, I had back labor. Okay, I'll just say that much. Those of you who have had babies and have had back labor, you know what I'm talking about. It's not fun. It's torture, okay? Like it is. But my plan all along before I had her, when I was pregnant and kind of my birth plan, so to speak, was to labor at home as long as I could stand it. I didn't want to go to the hospital too soon just because I didn't want to be forced to lay on my back or be in certain positions or have an IV or whatever and not be able to move around. So I did that. And the funny thing was, the night before, the night that I went into labor, I didn't know I was in labor because it felt like my back was out or something. Like I felt like someone was stabbing knives through my back, but I didn't really have any pain in the front. So my husband and I literally had to Google if I was in labor because we're like, can you have labor with no front cramps? And everything we looked up said no. So it took me a long time to know that I was in labor. All I knew was that I was in an immense amount of pain, and it was bad. So basically, long story short, I eventually found out I was in labor for other reasons that are kind of TMI, bloody show. Anyways, I knew I was in labor and the pain got worse and worse and worse and worse. I did labor at home for as long as I could, and when I could not walk or talk anymore, we finally went to the hospital and they basically found out that I was about halfway dilated already, which was amazing, and I had an epidural because you guys, I couldn't do it. I wanted to do it, but it was back labor and yeah. Now I might not have made that decision looking back. I might not have chosen to get the epidural, but that's a whole nother video for another day. Anyways, so that's what happened. They found out how dilated I was. I got the epidural. I labored all day that day. I got in the hospital in the morning, labored for 8 hours or more, and then around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening, I began to push, and I pushed for 2 hours and gave birth to my sweet little baby girl. So I want to tell you guys kind of how I got through the labor and delivery part, because first of all, when I labored at home to about halfway, it wasn't easy because, like I said, my back was just on fire, and yeah. So I'm going to tell you some things that helped me. The first thing I'm going to tell you is for labor itself, for the labor pains, when you're trying to labor at home as long as you can before you go to the hospital. That is a very good idea, by the way. If you can do it, I would say do it. The thing that really helped me was the bathtub. If you have a bathtub and you can sit in there and soak in some warm water, obviously not too hot when you're pregnant because it's not safe for the baby, but as warm as you can do it, get in that bath and just soak because it literally helps so much. I took 3 baths the night that I labored at home. I did labor all night long. I didn't sleep at all, and so I just remember going in the bath 3 different times and trying to stay in as long as I could, and sometimes the contractions would be so strong that I'd have to get out, but that's probably just because my bathtub was kind of small, so I didn't have a whole lot of room to move around. But if I had a bigger tub, it probably would have been fine to stay there even through a lot of my big contractions, but it was still super helpful. I even was able to kind of snooze a little bit in the bathtub, and without that, I don't know what I would have done. So that's my first tip for you. My first must-have, so to speak, is if you have a bathtub and you can do that when you're in labor, do it, because it will help you feel a little bit better. And I've actually heard that bathtubs and hot water can actually speed up labor. I didn't know this till after the fact, but I was wondering why I was seeming to progress or having contractions a lot closer together after taking a bath. That's why. It can often speed up labor when you're in the hot water. So that's a cool thing too if you want to speed it up. The next thing that really helped me, now this is more on the delivery side of things. So basically for labor, the only thing that really helped was the bath and, you know, prayer, of course. I did a lot of that. But once I got into the hospital and I was in pain before my epidural and everything, and then I got my epidural, all of that, the whole delivery process, this next thing was really helpful during that. So as soon as I got in the hospital, my husband brought all of our stuff into our, you know, the delivery room that we were staying in, and immediately he got out our Bluetooth speaker and put on some worship music. If you can play music in your hospital room, do it. It is so soothing. I love worship music because I believe in Jesus, and I love to praise him, and so that's what's soothing to me, but you should play whatever is soothing for you. So the worship music I was playing during my labor, which I would highly recommend, it's called the Praise Baby Collection. I actually had got it as a gift at my baby shower when I was pregnant, and it's amazing. It's like all the old worship songs from, like, okay, maybe not all, but a lot from like the 90s era, kind of, maybe late 80s. I tend to like a lot of the older worship songs. I'm a worship leader, and so people always make fun of me because I'm super old school. I'm not the one that will do all the new sort of, like, you know, worship songs like Bethel or whatever. Okay, I'm not knocking Bethel or anything, but like I just am not one to do those types of songs. I love the old school stuff. So this Praise Baby Collection was really helpful when I was in labor and about to deliver. I was able to just relax, and even through my splitting headache that I had the whole time I was in labor and pushing, I was able to relax and just focus on the Lord and focus on the soothing songs. Basically, it was a woman singing and cute little kids singing with her these worship songs, and it's just amazing. And I actually listened to it a lot when I was pregnant, so I know that my baby girl loved it too, because obviously babies can hear what you're listening to when they're in your womb. So I think it was comforting to her as well, because I'm sure the birth experience was just as traumatic for her, if not more, than it was for me. So it was really helpful, I think, to her as well as it was for me. The last thing that I will mention as far as labor and delivery must-haves is a really important thing, and this is literally, I think, what set the tone for the delivery of my baby girl. Essential oils, you guys. Seriously. You've got to have essential oils in your hospital room. So basically, I can remember when I packed my hospital bag before she was born, the first thing I thought to put in there was my Desert Mist diffuser from Young Living. I had actually just gotten it in the mail like a week and a half before my baby was born, and so it was fairly still new to me, but I remember just putting it in my hospital bag knowing that I was going to diffuse oils in the room, because that was the whole reason why I got into essential oils from Young Living. That's the whole reason why I decided to get into those things, was because I wanted to kind of create that peaceful ambiance when I was giving birth. I wasn't sure how my labor was going to be, obviously, in my delivery, and so I knew that essential oils could be very calming, and so I decided to do that, and it was amazing. So the blend that I actually diffused, I had tried it beforehand, before she was born. We diffused it in our home, and I picked it before, and I knew that it was what I was going to do. So I did 5 drops of lavender, 5 drops of frankincense, and 5 drops of Stress Away, which is a blend created by Young Living. These oils together, absolutely amazing and calming and just beautiful, and to this day, whenever I smell any of those oils by themselves or together, it immediately brings me back to that emotional and beautiful moment of giving birth to my daughter, and it's just beautiful. Like, I literally can, like, almost tear up sometimes when I smell the oils. Like, it brings me back. It just, literally, it's amazing how your sense of smell is so connected to, like, memories and everything. It's so true. So that is the blend that we diffused, and literally I had my husband just, like, refill that diffuser the whole entire day every time it ran out, and actually for the whole entire 2 days that we were there after the baby was born, we just kept refilling that thing, and our hospital room always smelled like those beautiful oils. And every time a nurse would walk in or someone would walk in, they'd be like, "Oh my goodness, it smells beautiful in here." And I think everyone felt the calming effect of our delivery room and our recovery rooms. Like, seriously, we had so many comments. And even the doctor, when he walked in to deliver the baby, helped deliver the baby and everything, he even made comments to me, like, I was starting to freak out and get anxious right before she came out, and he goes, "Alyssa, just calm down and focus on your beautiful smell, like aroma that's in your room, because it's just beautiful, and just focus on that." So even he, I believe, felt the calm in that room that day. And so it was just really, really amazing and beneficial, and I don't think my labor would have been so beautiful and my delivery would have been so sweet and calm and just fun. It almost made it fun, even though, yeah, pushing out a baby, even with an epidural, guys, it's not all rainbows and unicorns, okay? Even with an epidural, as you mamas know, it is still very hard. But the oils, literally, and the music that combination almost made it like a joyous thing. I mean, it was a joyous thing, but do you know what I mean? Like it made it so much like brighter of an experience, because I literally found myself just breathing in the aroma and just singing along in my mind to the songs. And you know, everyone who came into the room, my husband says this, there was just a peace about the whole birth. And I believe that the credit partly, I can talk, it partly goes to the music and the oils that were in that room. So I just wanted to share those must-haves with you today. Again, if you're about to deliver a baby and this helps you, I'm so glad that, and I hope this video has helped someone, because if I can help one mama, that makes me happy. I've done my job. Congratulations to you if you're about to give birth. And if you have had a baby, let me know in the comments down below what your labor and delivery must-haves were and what helped you through, because I know for each mama it's so different. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, be sure to subscribe for more. You can also follow me on Instagram. I will leave that in the description box below to see much more from me. Alright guys, thanks for watching and have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye!